Welcome to the socials of 94.3 Radio 1 and yet another episode of our series that we like to call Binge Watch. My name is Bhaarat, I'm a host for this series, and in this series we particularly talk about TV shows or movie series that you either binge watch or can binge watch. And today's series that we're going to talk about today is none other than La Casa De Papel. La Casa De Papel, I hope I'm pronunciating it right because it's a Spanish show which is popularly known as Money Heist, one of the most popular shows that has come from Netflix. A whole lot of people in India have watched the show and so have across the world. It's a show that is on its face value a heist drama, but actually as you start watching the series and as you start consuming the episodes, you realize that it's more of a revenge drama with a strong sense of brotherhood, a familial feeling, and it's a great show. It's one of the most popular binge watch shows in general. Its popularity surged in the year 2020 during the lockdown, where a lot of people actually woke up to the fact that there's this great Spanish show which is called Money Heist that people are talking about, raving about, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Money Heist, or as known as La Casa De Papel, which actually stands for House of Paper in Spanish, is a heist crime drama television series created by Alex Pina. The series traces two long-prepared heists led by the Professor, which is played by Alvaro Morte. One heist is on the Royal Mint of Spain and one on the Bank of Spain, told from the perspective of one of the robbers, Tokyo, played by Ursula Corbero. The narrative is told in a real-time-like fashion and relies on flashbacks, time jumps, and hidden character motivations for complexity. The series was initially intended as a limited series to be told in two parts. It had its original run of 15 episodes on Spanish network Antena 3 from 2nd May 2017 through 23rd November 2017. Netflix acquired global streaming rights in late 2017. It recut the series into 22 shorter episodes and released them worldwide, beginning with the first part on 20th of December 2017, followed by the second part on 6th April 2018. In April 2018, Netflix renewed the series with a significantly increased budget for 16 new episodes in total. Part 3 with 8 episodes was released on 19th of July 2019. Part 4, also with 8 episodes, was released on 3rd April 2020. A documentary involving the producers and cast premiered on Netflix the same day, titled Money Heist: The Phenomenon. In July 2020, Netflix renewed the show for a 5th and final part, which was released in two 5-episode volumes on 3rd September and 3rd December 2021 respectively. Okay, so to be really honest, there's nothing that I'm going to say about Money Heist that has not already been said, because a lot of people have watched it and hence a lot of people have opinions about it. The great thing about Money Heist is that it's a show that has proven that storytelling as an art form is universal, and the fact that so many Indians tuned in to watch it and were hooked onto the show beat by beat goes on to prove that storytelling really is a universal medium. And what I really love about Money Heist will actually be a little philosophical, so that's what we're going to talk about. So the interesting thing about Money Heist is that it's really symbolic in the characters that it's named. The characters are named after famous cities across the world, be it Rio, Tokyo, Nairobi, Denver, Berlin, and coincidentally it's a show that has actually penetrated towards the whole world, making it its audience, and a show that really gave us a sneak peek into the Spanish culture. Of course, you had Zoya Akhtar telling us what Spain is like in Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. And the interesting thing is that the characters are so iconic that one of the characters, mainly Berlin, is having his own spin-off after 5 seasons of the actual show, which is premiering on the 29th of December on Netflix, which I personally am genuinely excited for, because that character, if people have watched, had his death in the 2nd season. But you could see a lot of his backstory unraveling through the other seasons, and his character is really well layered. Initially, on face value, you might feel that his character is an antagonist with how he's going against what Professor says, but you later on get to know that he's the real brother of the Professor, Sergio. And I think it has some really interesting characters, and there's so much that I love about the show, like many. But I am going to be covering that in my favorite segment, which is called My Favorite. So let's go. Okay, so like I said, it's time for my favorite. My favorite characters from the show are mainly five Firstly, the professor for being the smartest guy in the room, in the bank, in the vault, in whatever environment that he's put into. He's always 10 steps ahead. You have these lovely flashbacks of him teaching people like an actual professor about what they could do in the worst case scenario. He's always thinking 10 steps ahead, always has a backup plan for everything, and really is committed to the heist across all the 5 seasons. And I really love how he carries himself, how stylish he is. Of course, all the women are drooling over him. And particularly what I love about the professor is how he puts his specs up every time they slide down. So that professor for that. Berlin for being such a charismatic character, for having so many shades to him, for his multi-dimensional performance, and of course that has all of us excited for the spin-off, which is Berlin, which is going to be airing on the 29th of December on Netflix. My third favorite character is the narrator of the show, Tokyo, for how she carries herself, how cool she is, how she avenges the death of Nairobi, and all the cool things that she does, her relationships, everything, and how she carries herself throughout the show. I really love Tokyo. My fourth favorite character is Arturo, or as many people would like to call him, Arturito. I think it's going to be a little bit of a controversial question, but I love him for not what he does morally, but how he's portrayed by Enrique Ars. I hope I'm pronouncing the name of the gentleman who's played him. I think his character is really menacing, an antagonist, a person who's constantly opposing what the whole gang is trying to do in terms of the heist. And yeah, he's portrayed brilliantly. And my fifth favorite character is Alicia Sierra, of course, the pregnant lady who is up against the professor and the whole squad in the bank. I think she's done her part so brilliantly, and of course she joins forces with the professor in the end, so makes for really exciting viewing. On to my favorite moments from the show, which is also many people's favorite moment from the show, is all of them singing Bella Ciao in the vault, them rejoicing, that genuine emotion of happiness that you can see on their face because that heist was really difficult to pull off, and all of them celebrating, all of them singing, all of them being so joyous. So that's my first favorite moment. My second favorite moment is at the beginning of season 3, where you see all the notes flying and people standing in the public space, and then you see the professor and all of them appearing on the screen and talking about the heist. So I think that's one of my favorite moments. My third favorite moment is Berlin singing at his own wedding and having a ball of a time. And yeah, that's my third favorite moment. My fourth favorite moment is actually a serious one, where Tokyo avenges the death of Nairobi by killing the guy who killed Nairobi by using the grenade. Of course, Tokyo dies in that moment, for those who have not watched the show. But this whole episode is filled with spoilers, so I can't help it. And my fifth moment is when the professor actually outsmarts everyone towards the end of the show. Of course, you would expect a show like Money Heist, where so many characters have died, that something might end up happening in the end of the show, and the professor also might end up dying, but the professor outsmarting everyone. And yeah, end of the show was actually a positive one in the light of the professor. Okay, so I can keep going on and on and on about what I love about the show, but I think it's time that we give the people of Mumbai an opportunity to share what they love about the show. So over to them.
Would be Nairobi.
My favorite character was Nairobi.
So I think he's everybody's favorite, and mine as well, the professor.
I loved Nairobi, but I feel like Helsinki deserved due credit as well, so both of them.
First would be Tokyo and then Rio. When she says it's going to be matriarchy now.
When they open the safe and everybody just breaks out into singing Bella Ciao.
Professor was alive, he was not dead.
So the latest seasons where they were trying to transport the gold.
When Helsinki was about to die and everybody cried.
My favorite season would be part 1 and 2, when the first heist happened.
The first season actually kept me hooked throughout the series.
Oh, season 1. That was like the hook for me.
Maybe a 4 on 5 because I didn't like the ending.
Actually very excited because when we figured out that Berlin and the professor were actually brothers, I think around 9, 10.
Really didn't like how season 5 went. The 5, yeah.
A 10. I'm very excited.
10.
Okay, so like I said that, Money Heist is a show that I can keep talking about. It's a show I personally really loved. I felt the FOMO for the longest time for not watching the show. I ended up watching it in 2020 and of course finished the show when the final season came. And I can just say that it's worth your time. you might compare it with the greats of Breaking Bad and other shows, but I don't think that's the right comparison. I think it's a great show for what it is, and I'm genuinely excited for Berlin. I think the character is really interesting. The world around him is really interesting, and I'm really looking forward to watching Berlin when it premieres on the 29th of December on Netflix, and I hope that you all do as well. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Binge Watch. My name is Bhaarat, and we'll keep bringing you shows and movie series that you can also watch. So comment down below, what's your favorite moment from Money Heist? What's your favorite character from Money Heist? What TV show or movie series would you want us to cover? And we'll do the same for you. Thank you so much. My name is Bharat. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.
One world, your station.